Hello and welcome to the Rainy Night Listens podcast. I'm Haley.
And I'm Wyatt, and this is the podcast that you save for a rainy night instead of a rainy day. We are back with part 3, not the finale of Five Nights at Freddy's lore. How does that make you feel?
Excited.
That's good, because this one is kind of a doozy.
Oh no.
So we'll start as per usual, recovering the characters in the timeline I've put together. We'll be talking about more William today than pretty much any other character. I mean, on this screen at least. You've got William, who's purple guy, and you've got Henry, who's a sad guy right now because his daughter passed on by William. And then you've got Edwin, who we covered a long time ago in episode 1. So, that's about where he's at. We won't talk about him at all anymore, or Fiona for that matter. But then our side characters are Michael, Evan, and Elizabeth, who are William's kids. Michael being the oldest, Evan and Elizabeth, I don't know which one's younger. And then Henry's family is his daughter, who's, she's the one that died to Henry. Mm-hmm. I mean, not Henry. Sorry, William killed him, and then Edwin's family, which by now they're all dead and gone because of either time or,
Yeah.
the stuff we covered in episode 1. Sorry, I'm struggling with this part. And you've got our timeline. I'm not really gonna read all of the first one out, at least, because I think we'll be covering mostly this one. Basically from 1985 to mid to late 90s is about where we're going to be going to in this one.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll be covering, from 1985 to mid to late 90s. And then we start with Hagen's historical word of the day.
Hagen.
Hagen. Hagen. Hagen.
Equality.
Equality. That's a good word.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was suppressing a cough.
Oh. Good. All right, so we start in 1987. Because if you recall, in our last one we covered basically all of the events of 1985, like right at the end.
Yes.
When William unalived the children that possessed the animatronics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I think so. Anyways, so we start in 1987 today. Sometime between 1985 and 1987, the original 4 animatronics were retrofitted with new technology, but were later scrapped and kept for parts instead. So the ones that you'd see in the first game, but pre-first game, storyline-wise.
Okay.
So, in 1987 specifically, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was reopened, featuring new animatronics referred to as the toy animatronics, as well as the puppet was brought back. You remember the puppet was in Fredbear's Family Diner originally, and it was possessed by Henry's daughter.
Yes.
And so that was brought back for this one, out of wherever they were stored at previously. And the original 4 were originally planned to be used at this location, but they were stored in the back room for parts instead. So that's why if you ever see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the original 4 animatronics, Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Bonnie, they're all kind of like in parts.
Uh-huh.
That's why. It's because they were being used as parts for like replacing the toy ones, I guess.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, then, as one would expect from William being left unchecked, 5 more children were murdered, otherwise known as DCI.
Hold on. There were 5 additional to the original kids?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can go back if you want.
I had
We'll have to go back through my
idea.
old... I can go all the way back. Right here. 1985. William does what is later referred to as the missing children incident, where he lured 5 children away from everyone else and murdered them. And they went on to possess the main 4 animatronics, with the 5th one possessing Fredbear, later being named Golden Freddy.
Uh-huh. And so that wasn't the 5 original kids?
That was the 5
Oh,
original
okay.
kids.
Okay. Sorry.
And then that's where Henry's daughter had possessed the marionette before this, and then she helped those kids possess the animatronics in the minigame known as Give Gifts, Give Life.
And then he kills 5 more?
And then... wait, right there. And then he goes on to kill 5 more.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that.
Yep. It's kind of shown, I'm pretty sure I haven't played it specifically, so I don't know how it runs directly, but the minigame is called Save Them in all caps. It's where it kind of explains that he killed 5 more.
Okay.
And, but unlike the first time, these deaths were covered up and never made public. So remember, the original ones got the place closed immediately because it was obvious, like, the animatronics were kind of getting all gross.
Yeah.
This time around, it was covered up. It says, and I read that those children went on to possess the toy animatronics, which I wrote give thoughts on that because, whatchamacallit, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the animatronics are aggressive, obviously, that they'll try to hunt down your character.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was because they were, like, programmed to be, like, security at the same time, which I'm pretty sure that's directly said in the game. But I guess the specific reason why they're hunting the night guard is because they were possessed by the children.
Okay.
See, I didn't realize that these 5 were possessed as well. I thought it was just them being nighttime night guards because they were new, improved. They could walk around. The original 4 were supposed to stay on the stage, but these new ones were able to walk around and interact with children during the day. So at night, they'd go into, like, security mode.
So were these ones more closely, or I guess, were they built based off of, like, the schematics of that, what's the guy's name?
Edwin's.
Where he had the ones that could walk around and act normal? Were these ones built off of his versus the original then?
I don't know
if they were capable of actually just moving around.
It's entirely possible. The problem is that they included, Edwin's story after all of these. So it's hard to make ties because they don't actually show any ties.
Gotcha.
But it's entirely possible that they did that because, I mean, they went from a big leap to all of them being anchored to the stage to being able to walk around and interact with kids. I mean, that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the, they believe that the children went on to possess these animatronics of the new location. This is when the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 take place.
Why is the white fox so creepy?
The Mangle? Yeah, that one's supposed to be Toy Foxy, but it was renamed the Mangle because it was part of like a fun program they wanted to do in the nursery of the new location where the kids could take it apart and put it back together.
Oh.
But instead of putting it back together, they kind of turned it into a mangle.
Yeah,
that's why it's all freaky looking and doesn't have like any of its, aside from its main face. It actually has 2 heads. I don't know if I think that's it right there. Because it's got its normal head and then it has a second head on like one of its arms.
Ew.
Yeah, it's freaky looking. But that's why it's all like misshapen and stuff, is because when kids were given free reign to play with it and take it apart and put it back together, they didn't put it back together correctly.
That makes sense.
And so I think they discontinued that program, to my knowledge. That's what I read, at least. So
interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, this is when the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 takes place. And then police ended up investigating due to the new murder. So it was never made public, but they still investigated. And then the Bite of 87 takes place, which was when a worker there got, just like little Evan, a worker there got his frontal lobe chomped by the Mangle, because the Mangle's kind of freaking. It would like climb walls and stuff.
Oh.
And I guess it like caught a dude off guard one night and just, because it was already above him, and like chomped his head.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I believe happened. I know it was the Mangle that did it, but like even in the game it like crawls on like the roof and stuff. Or it'll be on the ground. I believe it was on the roof and like bit the dude's frontal lobe when he was near it.
Ew.
Yeah, that's the bite of 87. Not to be confused with the bite of 83, which was poor little Evan.
Okay.
But then Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was shut down and the toy animatronics were scrapped and the old ones were kept for future reopening. Weird, huh?
I just don't understand how he hasn't gone to prison.
I know, right?
Because now
11 kids.
Yes.
11.
That's what I was just about
11
to
of
say. We have this many kids who are all connected to his pizzerias.
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, cops were really sleeping on that one.
Perfect.
And then 1993. I tried to get a good picture of the entire, like Five Nights at Freddy's 1 group, but it's the best one I could get. But in 1993, we start with Freddy Fazbear's Pizza 93 opening. Spring Bonnie is stored in this location's back room. So remember, the original 2 suits made by Henry and William were Fredbear and Spring Bonnie.
Okay.
Spring Bonnie was the one that William would wear when he lured the kids back in the missing children incident.
Which is more of like the green one, right?
It's
or it looks
yellow.
green
It looks
after
green
okay.
later on because it's gross, but originally it's yellow, just
Okay.
like Fredbear or Golden Freddy.
Okay.
But so yeah, Spring Bonnie is stored in the back rooms of this location. For most of the duration of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza 93, a character known as Phone Guy works as the security guard. Phone Guy is a character that will talk to you throughout the games. He kind of teaches you how to play.
Okay.
But he's like a reoccurring character throughout the games. And yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is when the events of the week before take place. The week before is an interactive novel that it's basically Phone Guy starts recording messages for whoever will be the next night guard. He records only four, which, why is it called the week before if there's only 4 of them? He records 4, all within the same week, where in the 4th one, the animatronics attack him all at once, including Golden Freddy or Fredbear, and Fredbear ends up killing him.
Oh.
And then the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 takes place, where Michael Afton gets a job there under the name Mike Schmidt. And then to round off this year, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza 93 closes due to rumors about the dead children incident and the bite of 87, because, you can't just really ignore the fact that this franchise has had a man's frontal lobe crushed and more children never found again.
So, Michael Afton, that's the son?
Yeah, that's William's oldest son. The
one who got his little brother killed?
Yes. He started working there under an alias. I don't fully understand why.
Huh.
But then it closed later because of rumors of what happened at their previous location.
Okay.
And then we get to the mid to late 90s. This one takes, I think, 3 slides to go over the mid to late 90s, but I didn't mean to make the picture load in like that, by the way. That was like slow load times, but it kind of looked cool.
Oh, dude, I thought it was my computer being slow, so you're good.
But in the mid to late 90s, William began creating a new line of animatronics called the Funtime animatronics, as the ones you see below. They were designed specifically to lure in and unalive children by themselves, so he didn't have to do it himself.
Huh.
Because, the other ones, he killed them personally, and then
Yeah.
in the first location, stuffed their bodies in a suit, and then in the next location, they were never found. But, intended for use in Circus Baby's Pizza World, another location they were going to open up. But during a private testing leading up to the grand opening, an animatronic known as Circus Baby, which is the one on the right with the microphone, not Funtime Freddy, that's the left, the right one. I'm telling myself that because I got confused for a second.
Gotcha.
A animatronic known as Circus Baby ended up killing William's daughter Elizabeth.
What?
Because the way they kind of explained it, because like I said, these ones were built to lure in and kill children by themselves. So if they could, they would single out a child and get them away from a group to a more like secluded spot and then just steal them.
Jeez.
Like their chest cavities would open up and they'd grab the child and pull it in and then close on them. which is really dark,
Yeah,
first
that's
of all.
awful.
But it was like a whole thing where he was actively telling Elizabeth not to go near them because he knew what they do. But then during the private testing, she slipped away like unseen and then went up to Circus Baby because it's a little kid seeing an animatronic. Like, oh, that's gonna be awesome. I
Yeah.
want to see it. It's so cool. And Circus Baby lured her in with ice cream. Like its little chest cavity opened and put out an ice cream cone, and then when she grabbed it, it like snatched her. Or at least that's
Jeez.
the cinematics they show, is that it was holding an ice cream cone and lured her away. Really sad.
Yeah.
So
And
now
so
he's
that's like,
lost two out of his three
yeah.
kids by his own designs.
That's what you get for being evil, I guess.
That's what you get for being a piece of crap. Your kids didn't deserve it though.
No, it's so sad.
But her spirit went on to possess Circus Baby, and
As one does.
this was covered up as a gas leak, and the location never opened. So they covered up the death entirely and said gas leaks happened, and then that's why it never opened.
Okay.
And then instead of the Funtime animatronics, instead the Funtime animatronics were moved to Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals, which I think we talked about a little bit before. Like he established it originally.
Yeah.
It's just let's see, where they were a rental service for parties and occasions. Like they would rent them out for like kids' birthdays. Like the thing would show up at a kid's birthday party, which is really freaky now that you know that they would steal kids that were alone.
Yeah.
But afterwards, William Afton sent his son Michael down to Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals to work as a technician. I've also read that he sent him down there on purpose because he knew that his daughter was possessing Circus Baby, but I don't know about that. I just seemed a little far-fetched, but at the same time, William's a psychopath, for all we know, it
Yeah.
could be true. But it was underneath his house, if you do recall. It was built under his
Yes.
house. So it was like, in the game, you get in an elevator and it goes down deep into the ground, and then it's like an area where you can see them all through the glass and see what they do. Like, they showcase what they do and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But that's where Michael went. This is where the events of Five Nights at Freddy's sister location take place. But before we get to that, we're going to talk. Oh, it says, before we continue talking about Michael and what happens next, we're going to talk about William and what he was getting up to at the time of him sending Michael down
Jeez.
to Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals. He went back to Five Nights at Freddy. He went back to the first he went back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza 93 and was dismantling the animatronics. Now, I don't fully know why. I mean, he could have just been getting parts, or he knew that the children were in them and wanted to destroy them, so, there were no repercussions from that.
Uh-huh.
But during this time, the children's spirits left the animatronics and began attacking and chasing him, which, fair.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Completely valid.
These are the original ones, the ones from the missing children incident. Attack and chased him into the back room, which, if you recall, the only thing in that back room was the Spring Bonnie suit.
Yes.
So the child possessing Golden Freddy specifically went after him while the other children blocked the exit. So there's only one door to get into this room.
And
Like, even in the... Sorry, what?
sorry, for Golden Freddy, was that the one that supposedly had two kids? It was...
Evan and then another kid named Cassidy, I think?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was Cassidy. So I don't believe it was Evan. It was Cassidy that
Okay.
was the one attacking him. And, even in the I don't know if it's a mini game or what, but in that little animation where they show the four kids are at the door so he can't leave, and the one's, creeping up to him. And so, William, in an attempt to hide or fool the children, he got into the Spring Bonnie suit after thinking this plan worked and even laughing about it. Like, in the animation, he sits there and laughs for a while because the kids, stop pursuing him when he gets into it.
Uh-huh.
The spring locks go off and crush him inside the suit. And this room was sealed off later with William still inside because they thought it was just a suit and the location was closed, so they sealed it.
Okay. That's bananas.
Yeah. That's
I mean, that's what he gets.
Yeah. That's what the suit looked like at the time. I mean, it would be older than that technically, but it was still in good condition.
Uh-huh.
But that's what the suit would have looked like
Okay.
to an extent. I've heard, and I don't know if this is real, but I remember hearing back before when I was doing research on the earlier episodes that Henry was the one that sealed off that room, which would be fully
Oh.
understandable too, but I don't know if that's real or not. I just recall hearing it somewhere. I don't remember where though, so.
Okay. That would also
Yeah.
make sense.
It would, yeah. Like, no, this dude's dying and he doesn't deserve a burial, you know?
Yeah.
He sucks. But part 2 of the mid to late 90s. Now, back to Michael's almost equally gruesome story. Don't look at the pictures yet. I see you looking at them. After heading down to Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals, he kept working for, get this, 5 nights.
5 Nights at Freddy.
I almost put like the absolute cinema meme on the screen, but I was like, nah, I don't know how to do that in a way that would be well timed. But following the instructions of Hand Unit and Circus Baby, so like in the game, Hand Unit's like a little thing he holds that will like talk to him and tell him how to do his technician work.
Uh-huh.
But Circus Baby, in his sister's voice, like talks to him while he's down there.
That's not great.
Yeah, no, it's not good at all. She makes herself out to be friendly and like, you know, like trying to help him do it, because there are times in the game where Hand Unit will tell you to do something, but doing it the way he tells you to do it will actually get you killed.
Oh.
And
okay.
Circus Baby will be like, don't listen to him, do it this way, and stuff like that. So it kind of like talking him into like understanding, like, hey, I'm helping you, I'm here to help you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, following the instructions of Hand Unit and Circus Baby, who is Elizabeth, to work. On the 3rd night, Michael was attacked by Funtime Foxy.
Which, is that the mangled one?
No, that's the, that one.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And, where he was then taken to the scooping room.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, you'll see. And then placed into a spring lock suit by Circus Baby. She put him in the suit. And in the game, it was like to hide him. That's what she hid him under the pretenses of. And I believe, at least, to my knowledge, she put him in there under the pretenses of, hey, I put you in here so then the others won't get to you.
Uh-huh.
But it's a whole thing. And then, so yeah, he was placed into the spring lock suit by Circus Baby. And on the 4th night, the animatronics each used the scooper on themselves. So, meaning they pulled their endoskeletons out of their suits. So,
Ew.
like the inner workings, the part that actually controls it, not the suit, got ripped out of it. That's what the scooper does. It pulls the endoskeletons out in case they wanted to, like, you know, technicians needed to, like, work on the endoskeletons
Gotcha.
or wanted to fix the suit itself and pull them out while they fixed it, then they could.
Okay.
Stuff like that. And on the 5th night, because he was stuck there overnight from the 3rd night where he was attacked to the 4th night, he was in the location the whole time because he was knocked out and dragged down there. On the 4th night, he left and then came back on the 5th night.
Uh-huh.
And on the 5th night, Michael was sent to repair Circus Baby, where she told him to remove a chip from her and send her to the scooping room. It never specified what the chip was, but if I had to guess, it was like probably like her personality or something, if I had to guess.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, remove a chip from her and send her to the scooping room. She then guided him back to the scooping room, which I didn't know this at the time. So from the scooping room, to get to it, you have to go through Bellora's gallery, which is the 3rd one. The one that looks like a ballerina. You have to go through her gallery, and the way she works is that you have to, your character is like belly crawling through it, and you'll hear her music because she'll like sit there and spin like a ballerina.
Uh-huh.
And when the music is near you, it means that she's close by, and so you have to stop moving so she doesn't like see or catch you. And then when the music gets further away, you'll start crawling again just to try to get out. In that part where she guides him back to the scooping room, it's not Ballora, it's this character that I'll talk about right here. It's kind of freaky, but she guides him back to the scooping room where he realized that he was tricked by Circus Baby, but it was too late. Ennard, who is that animatronic on the left picture, yeah, in the left picture,
Uh-huh.
Ennard is an amalgamation of all of the four's endoskeletons put together.
Oh.
So like Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, Ballora, and Circus Baby. Ennard is all four of their endoskeletons mashed together into a more person shape than, the original
Yeah.
animatronics are. So that's what was like pretending to play the music and like wander around
Ew.
while you were crawling through Ballora's gallery. Freaky.
Yeah.
But by the time he realized he was tricked, it was too late. Ennard used the scooper on Michael, and it didn't full on rip his skeleton out, but it ripped a good chunk of it out.
Holy crap.
And I didn't write it down, but it like in the article I was reading, it specifically said that Ennard proceeded to clear more out of him to make room because
Ew.
Ennard crawls into him and wears him like a skin suit to get out of the building. And it is possible that the chip that was removed, this was my other theory, that the chip that was removed was the one that locked her to the location.
Oh.
Because Ennard, she told you to remove the chip and then later joined Ennard and then crawled into your body as a skin suit and escaped.
Ugh.
And then after a while, Michael's corpse began to rot and ejected Ennard out into the sewers. Like it was like it ejected Ennard out and then Ennard got into the sewers.
Uh-huh.
And then that's that picture on the right. That's how Michael was like shown in the game. He was like normal, happy Michael, well, not Michael, but Ennard in his body, walking down the street. And then it shows the next day him walking down the street. And then the days kept passing, and he started getting like more like slower and like rotted as he's walking. It's really nasty, but
That's insane.
yeah. And get this: after his corpse ejected Ennard out of the sewers, Michael, who is dead, possessed his own corpse and got back up.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that was an option.
I didn't know that was an option either. You just took it back, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened. It was his remnant that possessed his corpse, which I think is like their souls. I haven't gotten that deep into Five Nights at Freddy's lore to know what the remnants fully are, but I believe it's like their souls.
That's insane.
Yeah. Oh, and that's it. I thought I had a part 3, but I guess not. I fit it all in. Well, that is all for part 3. I hope it was enjoyable. What are your thoughts?
That was
a little
lot.
abrupt.
That
Yeah,
was a lot.
that one was bad.
That was crazy.
There's a lot of death in this episode. I feel like I kind of speed ran it, but
No? So, the people who originally made the game, had they already, like, laid all of this out?
I wish I knew. A lot of people think that it wasn't, but some other people think he had, like, a grandmaster plan of how it was going to go and everything, but I don't know. I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4 were... I think those ones, the plan was probably laid out. Like, the timeline was there. But there are, like, times in the timeline where there's inconsistencies.
Uh-huh.
But for the most part, this is how it was laid out. And when it comes to, like, the side games... Okay, well, not Ultimate Custom Night. We already talked about that one. The ones I'll talk about in the next episode...
Mm-hmm.
So I think 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then what was the last one called? Sister Location, and then what is it? Pizzeria Simulator. I think those ones, the story was laying out, like he had an idea of where he was going with it. But when it comes to like the more recent ones, like I cannot think of the name of it. Security Breach. Final Fantasy Freddy Security Breach, as well as the one that introduced Edwin in the past. Mm-hmm. I don't know if those ones were already there. Like, that's my thoughts, is that the original ones from 1 to Pizzeria Simulator, I feel like that plan was probably there. But when it comes to the newer ones, I don't think it was.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because what's the Mimic doing? The Mimic's been on the loose this entire time.
That's fair.
on the loose this entire time.
Just the whole time.
So yeah, that's my thoughts at least.
That's so insane.
Yeah, this one was a gruesome one. I didn't realize until I was like writing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like where all the big events happen. All the big events.
Goodness.
The next episode's probably going to be the last one. Yeah, because of, all the games that are out right now. They still leave it kind of open. It's still open-ended. Like, there's probably more that's going to happen.
Oh.
Because, the Mimic's still on the list. Actually, no, we know where it ends up, but it's not dead. But yeah, that was part 3. Any other final thoughts?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, me neither. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.